That was pretty cool. And what's cool is in Geelong, a lot of people heard about that story. There's another lady that had thrombosis in her leg that was swollen, that the swelling went down to normal, and she got up and gave the testimony. And we invite all the really conservative religious churches as well, and we don't warn them what's coming up. We just want you guys to be a part of it. It's non-denominational, yeah, sure. They're going to get a touch of fire. So we had this Anglican vicar of 3 churches last night, and we had pastors from various different churches. I won't say all their names, but there was about 7 of them. And they're thinking there's going to be a little meeting, and there's these 2 ladies that are in the church, and they've been praying that this church building would be used to glorify God. And what happened is their church, the little Presbyterian church built in 1860, basically shrunk till it was like 4 people. They couldn't afford the payments and they had to move out. So 2 ladies took up the lease of this old building down Pakenham Street in the middle of Geelong, an old Presbyterian church. It's Vineyard Church now. And they took a lease, and long story short, they wanted it to be used for God's glory. So they gave it to a church who offered the lowest amount of rent than all the other cafes and nightclubs, because they wanted it to be used for God's kingdom, because they'd been there for probably 30, 25 years. So anyway, they came to the meetings, they saw the power of Holy Spirit hit people, and these ladies just started crying because they had held on to this dream that this church would be used to glorify Jesus. And even the pastors that were there, like you could just see the electricity in the air, couldn't have been. It was packed, by the way, front to back, every single chair taken all the way back. So there was just this electricity in the air, and it just really touched their hearts that the building that they had prayed and contended for would actually be used for God's glory. So that was pretty cool. So we're basically doing a series of revival meetings across Melbourne and across Geelong, and seeing what God will do. Paul said, "I do not come to you in the persuasive words of men. I come to you in the power and the demonstration of the kingdom of heaven." So that your faith wouldn't rest just in empty words of man, that your faith would rest in the power and the demonstration of the kingdom of heaven. Well, when did Jesus say the kingdom of heaven has come upon you? Did a study on that. Every time the Holy Spirit went out from Jesus and touched a person, whether they were sick, whether they were demon-possessed, it didn't matter. Anytime the Holy Spirit flowed out from Jesus and touched somebody, he would say, "Assuredly, I tell you, the kingdom of heaven has come upon you." Now, why would Jesus say that? Well, if you're blind and he says, "Open your eyes," and you can see, you already know you're healed. So why is he telling you that the kingdom of heaven has come upon you? Because what he's saying is, I know you're healed, I know you can see, I know you know that the demons have left, but I'll tell you something you didn't see. In the spirit, what just happened is this fallen world that's covered in darkness, that's the property of the god of this world, which the Bible calls Satan, his kingdom was pushed back by another kingdom more powerful called the kingdom of light, or the kingdom of heaven. So to destroy the works of hell, to destroy the kingdom of darkness, the kingdom of heaven has to come. And this is where the Holy Spirit flows through us. I'm going somewhere with this. So what's the Lord's Prayer? Our Father who art in heaven, holy be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth. Thy kingdom come on earth, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth, just like it is done in heaven. It is our birthright to manifest the kingdom of heaven. It's our birthright to manifest the kingdom of heaven. The whole earth cries out that the sons and daughters of God would manifest on the earth. When I was in Canada, I said, "Do you think that the whole creation cries out for another convert to just carry a book to church every Sunday? Is that what the whole of creation's crying out for?" "Oh yeah, I follow that book now. I carry it every Sunday. I don't tell anyone because, I don't want to be persecuted socially, so I don't think so." You know what they're crying out for? They're crying out, the rocks, the trees, the whole of creation is crying out that the Holy Spirit so takes over your life that you manifest the person of Jesus in every way. That the sons of God would imitate Jesus, so much so that the world would meet Jesus through you, that you would bring heaven to earth and you would push back hell. And if we can bring heaven to earth, we can bring earth to heaven.